What's up, everybody? This is Shack. So we are going to be doing the Battle of Hulao Gate today. This is another AI battle that I've started to come up with. It seems like it goes pretty well, so I hope that y'all enjoy these. I'm recording this before I actually see how well the one I did last week did, so hopefully it did well. If not, this will be really funny. But yeah. So what I do, just a quick rundown. I go through, check the stats of everybody, and if they're pretty good, then I go ahead and start the level. Basically, certain on the when you redo Dynasty Warriors 3, you put Dynasty Warriors 3 into Dynasty Warriors 3 Extreme Legends, and you get the very easy difficulty. They lower the difficulty by weakening the morale of everybody on the opposing side, and then they strengthen the morale of everybody on your side, and that kind of varies. Sometimes Wan Xiao has 4, sometimes he has 3. It kind of depends, but yeah. So basically, I'll just kind of go through. I picked Yuan Shao because sometimes Lu Bu can destroy Yuan Shao, and that's just not. We'll see what happens. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all like these videos. To me, they're interesting. It's interesting to watch how the ebb and flow of battle happens because they definitely do a lot to make the battles go well for your side, and then there are things that also challenge your side. So it's pretty sweet to watch how they do it. But here we go.
Liu Bei, go around and keep an eye on the Hulao Gate. We will crush them. Did you think we would let you through? Show them our strength.
Here we go. Classic cutscene.
Ah! Get out of my way!
So because Yuan Shu had a morale of 4 at the beginning, it's interesting because now that Lu Bu's attacking Yuan Shu, he still actually has 3, and Lu Bu only has 4. So when you play through this level on normal difficulty, the second that cutscene happens, Yuan Shu basically gets annihilated in 2 seconds. But that doesn't happen in this situation because his morale was already at 4. So now it's a little bit, he is a little bit tankier. It takes Lu Bu a little bit, not much, but a tiny bit longer to get rid of Yuan Shu, which helps Liu Bei in the long run because you're kind of hoping that Liu Bei can defeat Wang Feng and get through the East Gate before Lu Bu gets there. That's like the kind of the race that you have right here. And that's the race that kind of begins when you play through this on very easy. You kind of watch the AI battle happen. You can see how it's just a race against the clock, basically. And so now we'll continue to monitor it.
We will destroy them.
Wan Shu's army still has not moved.
What? Wan Shu, you have deceived me.
Love how little information they give about that. Dynasty Warriors 4 does a really good job of actually explaining why Sun Jian would say that. They really don't explain that in this one, but it's Dynasty Warriors 3. They were working down getting all the cutscenes better and actually showing story, so I don't blame them, but it's just funny to hear like Sun Jian says, "You've deceived me," and you're like, why? They don't really explain it. So at this point, Wan Shu is still kind of holding strong. He's getting defeated though. Lu Bu's there, so since Lu Bu is fighting, actually straight up fighting Wan Shu, that makes me nervous. Wan Shu will not last much longer. So my hope is that Liu Bei can get rid of Wang Feng before all of Yuan Shu stuff is defeated. It is weird how the two gates. So I've replayed this mission a bunch of times just to kind of watch it. It's interesting to watch how the AI works in this game. This time, it's never happened like this before. They're going straight for Yuan Shu. They're not actually going for his two strongholds down there. Usually at this point, his two strongholds are like already defeated because like Zhang Liao or Gao Shun go straight for his gates, but that's not happening this time, and I don't know why. It's really strange, but I love the AI in this game because you can kind of see the way that they actually plan. They're smart, like they kind of move out of the way, they like back up if they feel overwhelmed. It's such an interesting mechanic, so we'll keep monitoring it. I won't really comment when Yuan Shu dies, but I'll comment again in a few seconds.
So, they joined.
Another army.
Now we are hitting probably the middle game, and it's actually going pretty well for Liu Bei. He just defeated Wang Feng there. That was actually really, really good timing. I was not expecting that to go that well. But Liu Bei just defeated Wang Feng, so now if we take a little comparison here of the morales, Liu Bei is up to 6, which is good. He's the highest morale person on our side, and that's great because he's now fighting some of Lu Bu's stuff. Lu Bu's heading towards him. The next hope, since Wang Feng is gone, the next hope is that Liu Bei, Zheng Fei, and Guan Yu can kind of try to defeat one of Lu Bu's officers. That's like huge if they can do that. And meanwhile, Cao Cao is trying to get through Fan Shu's side, and that hopefully will go quickly too. My hope with this is that Cao Cao and Sun Jian will start to get their victories. It's a little bit harder for Sun Jian to win because it's really, really dependent on how his AI does. Speaking of, so Cao Cao just got rid of Liao Fu, so now Cao Cao's up to 6, up with Liu Bei. Sun Jian hopefully will actually defeat Hua Xiong's officer soon. The thing with Hua Xiong and Sun Jian is Sun Jian's morale always drops 1 randomly with a cutscene. That cutscene with Yuan Shu. So you're always going to get that. So hopefully he can still beat those 2 officers, but it is very dependent on those officers. It's dependent on Sun Jian and his officers. Will Sun Jian's officers actually attack? So there's like that blue little blob right behind the battle at the Fan Shui gate, and if that's just like all of Sun Jian's officers, then it'll probably not happen. You kind of have to hope troops actually do something, and that he actually does something. He never does anything though. He always sits in the back. It's kind of lame. Like Liu Bei, like I'm contrasting Liu Bei to Sun Jian is pretty hilarious because Sun Jian never touches the fight ever, and Liu Bei like always goes into the battle. Fan Shu's morale is down to 0. It's fantastic. So now we'll continue to monitor.
Impressive.
Alright, so now we are at still mid game, but I'm getting a little bit nervous for Liu Bei here. Actually, I just saw Lu Bu was attacking Liu Bei, but now Lu Bu has gone away. I don't really know what's going on with that. He might be moving away. Kind of trying to monitor his little what he's doing. He's moving all over the place down there. I'm not really sure what his goal is. He's going super south. I don't really know what he's doing. He's that lone dot. Yeah, see, there he is. You can see him right there. But now he's heading back up. It's very strange situation that we're in right now. I don't really know. The AI, again, in this game is amazing. You don't know what they're going to do. So, I'm hoping that, I think one of Liu Bu's officers is that top swelling battle that's like just on the north of the east gate by Gongsun-zan, and I think the other one is near one of Liu Bei's troops. I'm not really sure. So I'm kind of hoping that they can get rid of him. Because the key is getting rid of one of Liu Bu's officers. Like, you have to get rid of one of Liu Bu's officers quickly. And so they're not going that quick, but they did lower his morale, so that's still pretty good. Liu Bu attacking people with a high morale is very scary. Like, that's not what you want. But Liu Bei seems to be very adamant about trying to go fight him, which is so stupid. Okay, now he's backing up. Lu Bu is just standing over that little gap in the road there, so I'm not really sure what's happening. Again, this is very different from what it's ever been before, so we'll just kind of keep seeing what is going to happen. I think one of Liu Bei's officers currently is fighting Su Rong, which would be awesome if he actually could get rid of him. They never do that. They never do. So let's monitor.
Let us call you a brave general.
Game does that a little bit, which is weird. Sometimes when you defeat generals, or when your allies defeat generals, no one's morale goes up. I don't know why. It shouldn't happen. It's not supposed to. But Cao Cao just defeated Fan Shu, and no one was happy about that apparently, even though that's a pretty big deal. I don't really know, but it's fine. But what's really good, and that was what's really good. Liu Bei just defeated Zhang Liao. That's huge because that helps out Gongsun Zan, who I'm convinced is fighting Gao Shun in that north area. So that's really big news. And waiting for Sun Jian to defeat Hu Zhang and Zhao Chen, or for Cao Cao to get rid of just all of Huashong and just end it over there. But we'll see.
Go. Teach them how to mess with us. Impressive. Did you think we would let you through?
Don't fall behind.
Okay, so now we are also near a pretty weird part of this level. Lu Bu has now begun attacking whoever Liu Bei's officer that is right there. But Liu Bei fortunately has a morale of 7 to Lu Bu's 3. Still be good if something would happen there. But we did just see Sun Jian, or it was Cheng Pu, just defeated one of Hua Shang's officers, so at least that's something. They're moving through that quickly, hopefully. I hope. But the key is they gotta get up there and start helping out Liu Bei fighting Lu Bu. It's not the easiest fight, so it's like we need some other people up there. And Sun Jian and Cao Cao are taking their sweet time, specifically Sun Jian. He really needs to defeat that other officer and clear the Fan Shui gate. But probably Cao Cao will end up defeating Hua Shang before that happens anyway, so it'll be fine, but it's just kind of like this little bit of a tension period where we're like, hopefully Lu Bu doesn't take out Guan Yu or Zhang Fei, because he's fighting one of them, and I don't like it. I don't like when Lu Bu fights Liu Bei's officers. I don't want that to happen at this point, but we'll see. We'll continue to monitor. There we go. We have now defeated, well, I didn't do anything. Sun Jian's troops have defeated two people in front of the Fan Shui gate, which is good. Huge information. Oh wow. And Hua Shang is gone. So that was actually very, very well timed by Sun Jian and Cao Cao, because that was the maximum morale boost that you could possibly get. They actually all did it. So we're still kind of tense I'm still nervous for Liu Bei's force because of the fact that Gongsun Zan is terrible and Wan Yu Zhang Fei are fighting Lu Bu when Lu Bu does not have 0 stars, and they're fighting Lu Bu as well as other troops, which I don't like. So we're just gonna kind of keep hoping that if Lu Bu like runs up to Gongsun Zan, I'd be okay with that, because Gongsun Zan is kind of expendable, no offense to Gongsun Zan. He doesn't really contribute, no offense to him. So I'm okay with the fact that he might lose. He's lost a lot in the past when I do this level, because Gongsun Zan isn't as willing to just run through like Liu Bei, Zhang Fei, and Guan Yu. Because I'm pretty sure Liu Bei is, well, I know where Liu Bei is, and I'm pretty sure Guan Yu and Zhang Fei are just north of him, and Liu Bei is right now. Yes, he's up there. So it's kind of iffy for Gongsun Zan. I don't think he'll make it, but we'll kind of see what happens here. My hope is that maybe Lu Bu's morale will drop enough because of Cao Cao coming down, Sun Jian coming down to fight him, that maybe this will help. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting either way, so let's continue to monitor.
We will stop them dead. We will show the world the strength of our army.